To you Libras out here. So you have the Three of Swords, the Emperor, and then you Libras actually have the Eight of Cups. So for you, oh, Merry Christmas, by the way. So for you, you Libras very much so are getting over the heartbreak, staying patient, and walking away, pretty much. Um, you Libras are leaving the nonsense that you have experienced, obviously, in 2024 alone. A lot of you Libras are learning from said mistakes because you understand that there is no point in staying in said mistakes and continuing to do it over and over and over and over and over again. There is no point. You realize, and you Libras are smart enough to realize that. Says you, which is true. Point that I'm trying to make here is uh you have the Emperor. And the Emperor is a person who learns from their mistakes, takes responsibility, and chooses to essentially do things differently. When I think of a king, when I think of a queen, when I think of a person who is successful, I see an individual who understands where they messed up, where they went wrong, an individual who is patient, an individual who understands, the fine art of waiting and not instant gratification. So, and they attain power that way, right? They attain power that way. Um, I can get into the historicities of kings and all of that, but I'm not going to. Anyway, the Eight of Cups right here represents just the walking away of said mistakes. And then you also have the Eight of Swords. So you have two eight cards back to back. Eight represents an erasing or getting rid of. I hope YouTube doesn't hit me for that word, but the getting rid of old patterns for brand new ones, because you understand that it's not the best thing in the world to immediately just think that, oh, sorry, to just think that you are always doing everything right. And so a lot of you Libras are actually willing to learn from said mistakes or unsaid mistakes. And because of this, you Libras very much so are impacting how you choose to go about living your life. And so the eight cards represent, like I said, a building from things that have not been built or things that have been torn down. Like you see a building, right? A building will be torn down and then a new building will go up in its place for whatever reason, whether it's a brand new store or an apartment or whatever the building is for. That's why they call it a building. You're building it for whatever, right? You just have to state what it's for. And then you have the, as well as other things, but the Lovers represents that a lot of you Libras are looking to do the love thing correctly. There is a sense of, because Libra represents two forms of love, believe it or not. Libra represents love in the sense of non-contractual and contractual. You run down to that courthouse, or whether it's just you under the divine one, basically, under divinity, and you made an oath between yourself and your significant other and witnesses around, and you do your endeavor best to uphold that oath. And people will think that, there's no such thing as that. There's no consequences if you break it. Well, there are, because who you are as an individual, if you're going to be taken seriously, that rides on it. So people will treat you a certain kind of way if you are not, and look at you a certain kind of way if you actually don't uphold said promises. See, this is the thing. A lot of people think that it's so easy to be running around breaking promises left and right. But that's the problem though. The problem with that is you can do that if that's what it is that you want, but people won't take you. People won't trust an individual who breaks their word, who breaks their own words so easily without even thought about it, right? So there's a sense of you Libras establishing it the correct way, but however, there's a sense of you Libras not applying too much pressure on it though. There's a sense of you approaching others and getting to know them, but there's a sense of you learning how to, like my philosophy, learning how to be a better surfer. Learning how to be a better surfer. And when I say that, I mean, for all the people who've been here, you know what I'm about to say. For all the people who haven't been here, surfing is a philosophy where where basically you understand that you cannot defeat the ocean. There is no sense of trying to make a relationship work with a dysfunctional individual where all it is that they're going to do is strive to bring down the quality of the relationship based upon their dysfunction, right? And their sadism. And because of that, we have learned over here on this channel that there's no point. And you Libras are not going to waste your time. And because of that, that makes it a lot easier on you Libras to actually going about getting what it is that you want, right? I've had some people say that, oh, I give up too easily. That's not what it is. It's just that I don't see the point in trying to humor someone that is making my life worse and will try to make your life worse based upon what exactly? You understand? And then you have the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, and then you Libras have the Four of Cups. So the Nine of Swords speaks to how, again, you've graduated from the 8 into the 9, meaning that you understand that trying to convince people to be good and be valuable in a relationship is no point in it. And that, you know, whether it's friendships, whether it's romance, whether it's family members, they're either going to be on your side or not. And that if they're not on your side, hold on a second. And that if they're not going to be on your side, then it is what it is. Oh, I'll pick that up. If they're not going to be on your side, then it is what it is. But the point is that this is where the comfortability and the enjoyment is coming from, because you're not racking your brain trying to figure out what's going on. There's a sense of you Libras most definitely letting go, right? Letting go, not, again, Five of Swords, Four of Cups. You seeing the forest for the trees. That these people who give you the Five of Swords energy, the Four of Cups energy, the people who make it difficult on you Libras to get to know them and to hang around them, and you know, they just have to bring you down. There's a sense of you Libras understanding you're not holding on to these people, because what are you holding on to? You know, you're holding on to people who are trying to bring you down. And there's a sense of you Libras truly understanding that you see something that other people don't do, who happen to be maybe your same zodiac sign, don't necessarily see. You know, Libras want love, and there's nothing wrong with that. The situation with Libras, though, is at the expense of what, though? You know, like, me personally, I don't care how much I may like or be in love with somebody. That's not that, but I may like the person and I may love them, but I put things into context. Like, it's not worth my peace. I don't care how beautiful the person is, like physically, not worth my, there's no exception to that. Not worth my peace. There's not a single And I can use this as a sweeping absolute because it is an absolute for me that applies. Not a single one, I don't care what they bring to the table. There's not a single, what they think they bring to the table. There's not a single one of them that I see that is so valuable to the point where I'm letting them bring me down so much, and I'm trying to do good, and here they are trying to bring the situation down. There's not a single one. I will walk away from, no exceptions, I will walk away from any of them if that's what they're bringing to the table. If all it is that they can bring to the table, my dear Libra, is them bringing me down, them trying to grab my leg and use their weight to counterbalance my climb, can't hang around them. And you Libras understand the importance of that as well. The Seven of Cups, and then you have the Page of Wands. And so the Seven of Cups and the Page of Wands represents how, once again, here you Libras go, understanding that you can't take this type of nonsense so personally. The Seven of Cups speaks to, you understand that you know, if a person is going to try to bring you down, then it's time for you Libras to exercise your options, meaning to go off and go and be delivered, meaning to get away from them, to dump them, to stay away from them. That's what be delivered means, to get away, to dump, to separate. Yeah, like I've been talking about. One of the most powerful things that a person can ever do when it comes to having a dysfunctional person in their life is to separate from them. But this is why it is that I kind of goof on individuals who don't want to come up for air. It's like, yo, you like, I'm laughing at you. Why? Because what is in you, no pun intended, but what is in you? What kind of energy has you to the point where you just don't want to come up for air, to the point where a person cannot stop themselves. They won't stop from trying to bring you down, and yet you keep them in your life anyway. And see, the Page of Wands represents you Libras are a brand new person. So let's clarify this Seven of Cups. Three of Pentacles, the Moon, Empress, Five of Pentacles, and then you have the Page of Wands. Exactly. There's a sense of you Libras, to clarify the Seven of Cups. Again, the Three of Cups, excuse me, the Three of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Empress, which is Libra. So you showed up in your own reading last minute, but you did show up. There's a sense of you Libras understand better now how to choose. You understand whom to stay away from. You know, the person cannot bring you stress. They cannot bring you all this set of problems and stuff like this. And you Libras are 100% correct. A person, this is why it is that I zero in on the whole thing about the difficulties. And I saw an amazing video last night. Shout outs to Adira. I think I may post her video in the comment section. I don't know what zodiac sign she is, but shout outs to her. She talked about how, you know, having an individual in your life who is difficult to be with, that's one of the indications that they're for the streets, like I've been talking about. So this is what I mean when I was talking about all of this, all of this unnecessary nonsense. At some point, we are going to have to solve your problems, because when I see an individual who constantly comes home, complains about their work, constantly complains about their work, and then I'm trying to help you solve it. I listen to you, and then I go ahead and I try to help you solve your problems after I listen to you. And I'm patient and I listen to you and I go, okay. Then you come home and you have more problems and I say, okay, let's try to solve these problems. And you don't want me to, that's a problem. And at some point, I'm going to tell you the answer. At some point, I'm going to tell you, stop talking to me about that. And at some point, I'm going to go quiet. If I go quiet, there's a serious problem. Because once I go quiet, what happens after that is I'm going to go ahead and leave you. And I'm going to leave quietly. One day, I'm going to leave the home, whenever that may be, and you're not going to see me again. I'm not coming home. Just like that. Smooth like that. You won't even, like butter. Smooth like that. Why? Because I told you what it was. And see, shout outs to Adira. I think I'm going to have to post the video. Adira was talking about how that's correct to think that way, because a person who is a good individual, a lion or a lioness, they're not supposed to bring all this amount of issues to you. Now, granted, everybody got some issues, but I'm talking about compounding issues, just insurmountable amounts of issues. It's like trying to ice skate uphill, and so a lot of you Libras have this new discernment. And see, the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands speaks to, you're going to have people who are going to be drawn to you, who will try to bring them type of issues to you, but it ain't going to work on you Libras, because you Libras are going to be discerning. You're going to be looking. You're going to be listening to what they have to say like a hawk. So that's it. I'm proud of you Libras, because you Libras understand the mistakes that you made in 2024, and you're going to do a lot better in 2025. But that's it. Peace.